Hello, my name is Ginger and I'm a member of the Mage system. Last night at 1:45 a.m. was our birthday, so I am hungover and overly caffeinated. So, this will be. I'm just gonna try and get through this. Also, sorry if my hands are red. This wig, we dyed it, and we've tried washing it out so many times and it still stains my hands this lovely color. So, today we're going to be talking about apps that systems commonly use for communication with their alters, like that often feature things like messaging, places for your alters, or ways to log switches, or stuff like that. So I'm just going to be talking about that. Some of the most common are Simply Plural and Plural Kit. So I'm just going to be giving our experiences, what I like, what I don't like, basically that. Let's begin with the first one of these that we ever used. We used this a few years ago, but it is Plural Kit. So Plural Kit is not actually its own app. It is a add-on or whatever for Discord, where it allows you to switch different alters and to have like a chat, and like you can also log switches. It's really not a bad option. It's pretty nice. However, oh my god, it is so hard to talk. There are going to be so many cuts in this. However, we didn't gravitate towards it because we wanted to have our own app separate from Discord and just have like our own island. I can't tell you why, but if you use Discord, I would check that out. If you don't use Discord, that format may be really hard to learn at first, which is an issue that we will be talking about again in this video. Maybe the host knows how to use Discord, but that doesn't mean that other alters do. So there's that. Next, let's talk about something that did work for us. There is an app called TwiNote. Basically, I don't think it's targeted at systems, but it is this app that replicates Twitter, but it is completely private. And so it's like Twitter if you were the only person on Twitter. And it is really easy to switch between accounts, like really easy. Like you press a couple buttons, so you can just make an account. You don't even need a different email. It just lets you make as many as you want. You can make an account for each alter. They can switch and like post on there. And I really, really like this one because I constantly have all kinds of thoughts that I want to talk about, but I can't pull out Elle's phone and like go on Instagram and talk about stuff because Instagram doesn't know about me, bitch. They can't handle me. So we have to just keep that to ourselves. And with TwiNote, I can post whatever I'm thinking, and it just allows me to let my thoughts go. And I like that it lets you post without it necessarily being targeted at anyone in specific, whereas the other apps that we're going to talk about today are more messaging based. So if you're talking or saying something, it is to someone else. It is to a group chat or a certain system member. But on TwiNote, you could just post it and whatever members of the system see it. There is also a private messaging feature on there, and you can private message yourself, which I have done before because it allows me to take notes, or just like vent my thoughts. And I like that better than having a notes app note because everybody can see it, and it's not like other people can't look in your messages and see it. Yeah, I could label like this is Ginger's note, don't look at it, whatever, but I don't feel like doing that. Like I just want to be able to be free and how I vent my thoughts. I don't want to have to feel like, it's the same feeling as wanting your own little island. So I really like that feature. You can also post stories on TwiNote. I don't think they go away though. I don't think they like disappear after 24 hours or anything. So If you post a story on there, it stays up forever, but I think that's a really useful feature because alters can just take photos of what they've done while they're out, and then other alters can open TwiNote and see it. It allows you to have your own profile picture and banner, and you can post photos, and you can have a bio, and you can put your birthday. It lets you put your career, but we just put like our alter role or the closest thing to it. But yeah, in the messaging feature, you can also message other people. There isn't really a way to log switches on it since that is a feature that is very niche. So if the app is not targeted at people with DID, it's probably not going to have that feature. Let's talk about Simply Plural next. Simply Plural is kind of like Plural Kit, but it is its own island and it is on a different app. However, we have had just not an easy time with that one. Somehow, you can log switches, you can have group chats and stuff like that. And I think there might be like a journal part, but it's like, I don't know why, it just never really grew on us. Like the interface of the app is just really complicated, and a lot of the features are just really hard to get used to. And I also am very shy, which I don't know if that, I guess maybe that's not surprising, or maybe it is, I don't really know, but I'm kind of shy, so I don't like just like texting the group chat. Like it's too like direct for me, you know? I like to say what I'm thinking without saying it to someone. This is a side note, but like, this is my makeup today. I don't know where my tripod is, so hopefully I can prop it back the same way that I had it. But this is my outfit as well. It's like this little dress and leather jacket. And there was a switch logging feature, but it was, again, really confusing and like just really intimidating interface. And yeah, it was just really confusing, so we didn't use it. Also, if any of you guys are actually successfully logging switches out there consistently, good fucking job, because I don't think we will ever be able to do that, because it's a dissociative disorder. Like, bitch, I'm not gonna remember to do that. And also, I don't want to. I don't want to like be like, oh, I just fronted, let me get my phone and type it out. I just want to like exist and not think about the fact that I am an alter for like just an hour. I think that there's something about it being super DID oriented that I personally, I don't like as much, because it just feels so system-y. That sounds so stupid and like doesn't make any sense, because like we are a DID system, but I like that TwiNote is just like Twitter. Like it just feels like I'm opening Twitter, and I never used Twitter before, and I never will, because that place looks crazy. I'm gonna be honest, like what the fuck. But yeah, it wasn't for us. There are a lot of features in it, like you can add a lot of information about each alter on there. Like you can add a profile picture. They get their own like custom color, I guess. You can add their birthday, you can add their alter role, you can add all kinds of stuff about them. So there is that. That one is really good for just documenting alter information. Moving on, there was one app that I just remembered that we tried once, and I will put the name in editing because I can't remember what it was called. But it was like this app where you have like these, it's targeted at singlets to get different parts of each other to talk, like anger or sadness. Like say you're going through a breakup, or you're like debating whether you should break up, and you have like parts of you could have like a group chat with parts of yourself. Cool concept, I guess. But I saw somebody recommend it for systems, but I just didn't see anything special about it. And also, I think if there is a way that this wouldn't happen, it's very hard for us to figure out. But we could have a session where like you have all these parts talking in a conversation in a group chat, and you could name them and give them like a color. So I could put like my name in there. However, once the conversation was over, it would like delete those profiles. So it's not like you could start, or like you would have to remake them each conversation that you had. It was something like that. And if there was a way to not do that, then we weren't able to figure it out very easily, which means that the app was just hard to figure out. So it wasn't for us. Like, plenty of other apps can do that and are easier to figure out. So somebody recommended the app Notion for keeping track of to-do list things and stuff like that. But we just found the interface for that like too complicated. Again, like same issue. Like sometimes people put like so many features in an app to make it do as many things as possible. And they put so many features and they organize them in a way that's just like really hard to like figure out what's going on. And I just noticed that problem with a lot of apps. And I know we're probably just not used to it, but like I feel like a good app should just be like really easy to get the hang of, you know? Not that if I didn't like your app, it's not a good app or anything. Like, I'm sure a lot of systems use and love Plural Kit and Simply Plural. It just wasn't for us. We can just use our Notes app for to-do list stuff. Like you can add like check mark things that you can like check mark and stuff like that. So to-do lists, we always use that. There's always just having a trusty journal going back to our ancestors who didn't need phones to do everything. When all else fails, like you really don't need an app. Like you can just have a conversation on paper, but it is easier to type than it is to write with pencil, at least for me. The last app I'm going to talk about may be a little bit different than the other ones, but I really, really love this one. Pinterest. You can create multiple profiles. It's super easy to do. It's pretty easy to switch between profiles. Get Pinterest if you're a system, because the algorithm is really, really good at detecting what you like. Have each alter that would like to, you know, look at stuff that's targeted at them, and they can make their profile on Pinterest. And then a custom Pinterest will be there for them. And it's really amazing. As Elle can just open Instagram and go to the For You page and get a bunch of content that's curated for him in specific. But I can't do that because it's not my Instagram. So having my own Pinterest is really nice, because even if I made my own Instagram, it would take a long time for Instagram to get used to the things that I like, you know? Pinterest is really good because it takes 20 minutes of scrolling around on Pinterest and saving different pins for the app to know exactly what you're doing. It's actually kind of freaky because I was just saving, like, I just downloaded it and I saved a few outfits and I saved like a few aesthetic things, and I went to go pin an aesthetic thing and I was going to create a new board for like aesthetics, and one of the recommended board names for the pin was red hair. How did it know that I had fucking red hair? I literally had not saved a single pin before that point that would indicate that I had red hair or wanted red hair, but it knew. So I think it's a really good app to have to, you know, encourage alters to express their individuality, and it's just a really helpful tool. It allows you to really figure out your own aesthetic and your own interests, and I feel like as alters, we don't have a lot of time to do that because we're only out for so long, and it's like, you know, our space is surrounded by things that the host wanted, I mean, depending on your system. Though I like helping with interior design and stuff, a lot of this stuff is L's stuff. And a lot of the stuff on our phone is curated for L. So having a Pinterest board where an alter can really explore very efficiently the things that they like and their interests and their like vision. Basically, that's all I have for you guys today. Leave me a comment. Do it. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for being here. Look at my fucking hands.